Hello, my name is Roger Aite, and I am about to tell you about the first time I have gotten into a fight in an American school. Have you ever been discriminated against because you're different from everybody else? Have you ever been punched in the face because you were different from everybody else? Well, I have, like many times, but I'm about to tell you about this one time that it really stood out to me. The very first time actually, when at the time I just came, from Togo, West Africa. I just came from Togo. I was, fresh off the boat. I couldn't really speak English that well. I was like, I learned a very, very bare minimum English. Like, it really wasn't that good. My accent was really, really deep. The way I dressed was different. Everybody can tell just by looking at me that I am African, that I am not American. I act different. I dress different. I talk different. Everything about me just, seems different from everybody else. So one day I was sitting in a bus with this kid because there really was. This is not the seat that I normally sit in, but there really wasn't that much seat in the bus left, and there was the only one. And I came and I sat down next to him, and he didn't really say anything. He didn't say anything to me. He was sitting there by himself, and I was the last one to enter the bus. So I sat down and minding my own business, waiting for the bus to arrive so we can get out. And I don't know where I felt a sharp pain on my cheek. Before I could say anything about it, I felt another pain. And then I turned around and I noticed that the kid that was sitting next to me was snickering and laughing with his face bald. And I knew that just looking at his face, I knew that he was the one, and he the one that punched me in my face 2 times. And I was furious. I was mad because why would he punch me? I did nothing to him. And I noticed that if I noticed that his friends were laughing with him. His friend was on the other side of the seat that were laughing with him too. And I was like, okay, if I let this happen, if I just kept quiet and not do anything, he would think I was scared. And where I'm from, when somebody start a fight, you have to defend yourself. So I punched him back, and I punched him in his stomach one time, not twice. Like he punched me twice. I only punched him once, and then he started crying and got mad. Then he shoved me, and then started crying and screaming. And then the bus driver who was sitting right in front of us was asking what is going on. And then he started screaming and lying, telling her that he was minding his business, and I was out of nowhere. I started punching him and pushing him. And the bus driver asked me, and I was like, no, but she couldn't resolve the issue at the moment because she was driving. So she told us to wait until we get to the school. When we got to the school, she went and got the principal, and the principal asked the question, what happened? And then the kid started lying, telling him, oh, he's that. I was just minding my own business. Out of nowhere, he punched me. And then the principal asked me, did I do that? And I told him, no, I did not punch him. I was just minding my own business. And then he punched me. And to defend myself, I'm punching back. And I told the principal he punched me twice. But, my English wasn't that good. So I couldn't really express what really happened. I was speaking, broken English. I was doing my best to convey what happened. But the principal, for some reason, did not want to hear any of what I had to say. He didn't want to hear any of it. And he believed the story of the kid who was lying. And, I got in trouble that day. But the thing that came out from the experience was that, being African and being different from the rest, from everybody else, isn't always necessarily a good thing. Because in this case, for example, instead of that thing being different, being a good thing, we can see clearly that it was bad because this kid, the reason why he punched me was not simply because he was trying to bully me, or because he didn't like me, because he just didn't like me. He was doing that because I was African and because I was different from him. And I know this because most of the time in a group setting, when I go in a group setting trying to sit next to people, they're always pushing me away or isolating me, or snickering and laughing at me, talking behind my back, calling me African, and doing all these things. And it was just at this moment that I realized that, oh, so this is what discrimination is, because I was never exposed to discrimination where I'm from. So when this happened, it really made me think about, wow, so this is what it's like to be treated different, not because you're black, not because anything, because most of the kids at that school were black, they were African American. But the reason why I was being treated different was because I'm African, and that was the discrimination that I had to face throughout most of my year in that school, and almost all until and even today, I still get discriminated against for being different. When I talk, people can hear my accent. When I'm walking, there's a lot of things about me that's different from the average American, African American. So that make people mistreat me and treat me differently. So there's my story. Thank you for your time.